been rolling against Miami. He's won 4 straight games against Tua. Tua's putting last year in the rearview window. Remember they had that bad rearview mirror? Or the
rearview mirror, but you're fine. Keep rolling.
Both the rearview.
We understood.
Rear window or rearview mirror, but just
Alfred
keep
Hitchcock
rolling.
movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, it's behind him.
There you go.
Take a listen.
That's going to be what's written out there until we do something about that. That's going to be the narrative, that we can't beat the Bills, and until we do beat them and we beat them consistently, like, none of that's going to change. And we have an opportunity to do that this year. We have an opportunity to do that this Thursday.
Okay. They also said something similar
last year. It was Mike McDaniel who said it. Yeah.
He's like, that's a narrative. Like, it's not narrative. It's just the facts. Okay. Who needs this game more, Buffalo or Miami?
All right. So it's obviously, incontrovertibly, and undeniably Miami.
True.
And the AFC East is fun for this show because the three of us have 3 different viable division winners: Jets, Dolphins,
I might
Bills.
want to amend.
Well,
mine.
wait. No. It's too late, and allow. And so
hometown team.
Hold on. So what did he say?
Hometown team.
Hometown team. Oh,
So he picked
you know what?
the
You
Patriots.
can have the
You can pick the
Patriots too.
Patriots. Yeah.
Okay. That's
You
fine.
can't
You
pick
just
the
can't go
Bills
to
or
exactly
the Jets.
right.
the Bills.
No, that's
You
fine.
cannot pick the Jets.
Trust
no.
me.
I know you
I
want
would not
to.
pick the Jets
Okay,
and held my feet over the fire.
So, I would argue this is Miami's biggest game of the season.
Wow!
It's
Week 2?
Well, because of who it is and where it is. You are playing the 4-time defending division champs who you can't beat, and it's in your building. I just think in general, teams' biggest game, teams that aren't yet Super Bowl minted, that are still trying to prove they can win a division, their biggest game is against their biggest division rival at home. It's the game that is most critical to their success. And what Tua's saying, we've talked about it ad nauseum, but the facts bear it out. Tua in his career against playoff teams is not good. Against everyone else, he's excellent. That left-hand graphic is kind of a Josh Allen Bills graphic, though, because though that's 6-15 against playoff teams, if we just fast forward it to how he's done against the Bills, who have been a playoff team every year that he's played them, that's 1-6. So he's 5-9 against playoff teams, not the Buffalo Bills, which isn't great, but 1-6 with just terrible numbers. So, and Miami Wilds has so many advantages in this game. They're at home. It's a short week, which makes them being at home even more of an advantage. They are yet to go on the road this season. They have the emotional kick of stealing a win. And I think, sadly, the Tyreek thing was kind of a rallying moment for the team, which is why, Wilds, and this is a tough spot, but I have bad news for you. Gentlemen, because this is an upset alert and must win.
What?
It's an upset alert and a must win.
This past me.
Wilds.
Yesterday you did Bruce grades. Now you're doing my stuff.
I'm telling you, must win's yours? So
must win is mine. And upset alert.
I ask you, Kevin Wilds, because I'm putting the Dolphins on upset alert, and I am asking you, Kevin Wilds, Miami Dolphins, must win?
No, it's week 2.
Oh! You won't even play along.
Yeah, you got to play along.
It's close to a must-win. It's very close. You weren't, oddly, even though Tua had a bunch of yards, it wasn't a wildly impressive win over the woeful Jaguars.
Oh, now you're with us. Now all of a sudden he's okay with a little eye testing.
No, but I expected them to roll the Jags or come out, all systems go, and they eked out a win that may have gone the other way with a fumble. It's close to a must-win. It's must-win adjacent. It's on the must-win bubble. Okay. But I'm not putting it in a must-win yet. But I do need Tua to have a solid win.
For you to believe they can win the conference, he has to play well against Buffalo.
It's close. I wasn't prepped for it, but it's very, very close.
It's not a must-win, but it's a must-win. There's a difference. Yeah. Must-win is literal must-win. So there's no literal must-wins this weekend.
Well, that's not true, but go on.
No, there aren't. No literal must-wins.
Does it not feel a little Lakers-Nuggets-ish to you? Game 1, you can't beat them. They beat you. That's why I thought you would be in on it, because the Bills Brew have owned the Dolphins.
Yeah.
And that's who I know. I'm not acting like the Jets can't win the division. What I'm saying is the Bills are the 4-time division champions and the team that has been in the Dolphins' way every year.
It's a must. It's a must-win. Must-win.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a
I'll
must
say it's a
win, but a
must
must-win.
He needs a big win.
Now, let me just say, I agree with you that it's more important for the Dolphins to win. But the Bills do have some stuff to play for, too. All right, one, they didn't look good last week. Unless you think Arizona is great, like
Frisky.
I know you
No,
do.
they're frisky.
Frisky, but you got to make it in the playoffs.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they can run the ball.
No, they're a good little team, but I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. Just look at their division. They got the Niners and the Rams, and then Seattle's actually pretty good. So they are a good team, but they should not be able to come in your house week one, new regime in Buffalo where it's like, oh, we don't have Stephon. Let's see what we can do now. You're excited, and they barely beat them. So Buffalo does need to go out. I think a good win for them over a good Miami team would be good. So they need it too, but it's definitely Miami for all the reasons you said. But also, I said it last or after the game, they showed some tendencies to breaking out of the break dancer mode.
Wow.
All right,
What'd you see?
I don't think the Jags are as good as Nick does. But I think they're a good team. Trevor's a good quarterback.
Said terrible
you,
team.
you
They're
held them to
back-to-back
17
9
points.
Like they're just league average.
And
Call the Jags
playoffs
an
2 years ago.
average team.
You held them to 17 points, shut them out in the second half. All right, so now you got a new defensive coordinator. You're feeling like, you know what? We're kind of tough now. We're not just the soft little break dancers, no offense. And so this is a game. Remember what Buffalo did to them.
Correct.
This for when they do come, the break dancers. When Buffalo beat them 48-20 last year when they first played, that was a week after Miami had put 70 on Denver. And so Miami's thinking all of us were like, oh my, what in the world is going on in Miami? And then Buffalo suns them. They big brothered them. Like, you thought you had something going, you didn't.
Also,
and so this is huge for
Don't you think even Miami knows winning in Buffalo in November well, I said this is the biggest game on their schedule. That's one of the absolute hardest games on their schedule. And if you want to win the division, you can't go 0-2.
That's right.
Again, you know what I mean? Like, you just got to split.
And this is at home in the warm weather.
It's at home in the warm weather.
We know what's going to happen when it gets 50 below, 50 or below.
50 below.
Or weather gets back.
Yeah. And so this is Miami's got to have this game. And they are the favorite. That's the other thing. They are the favorite.
That's interesting.
I'd like to see some toughness. I wonder if it's a narrative game changer. That's what I'm looking for. So much of it is about narrative. Tua is saying that's the narrative. Mike McDaniel last year saying that's the narrative. I wonder if we see something. If they eked out a win, sure, we get a win in the. Yeah. We got Josh Allen's number finally. But I wonder if they're looking for a little something extra. Either a
blowout.
Either a blowout. Either you run it up on the score, or you play some
bully ball.
I think
you can't stop us, even though Mostert's out.
Yeah, H.A.N. will be a tough win would be great. That'd probably be the best kind of.
That's what I'm saying.
For them.
Okay.
Like
Josh Allen dealing with a sore left hand. It's an injury he suffered when he supermaned into the end zone against the Cardinals in Week 1. Not his throwing hand, and he said it's okay. Take a listen.
It's as comfortable as we can make it. A long time ago, a couple cold games, and so it's not anything that's completely new to me, but just there for a little.
Okay. Were you concerned?
I am concerned because we know how he did it leaping over Budda Baker, which was a great play, right? But that's when he injured his hand. And the thing is this, he was being Superman. They have put him in position this year where he's got to be Superman all the time. Like, that's how they're putting him in that position where that's how we're going to win. Josh carries, throw the touchdowns and run for most of the touchdowns. Like, and maybe Keon Coleman and y'all like Khalil Shakir, maybe they will become special. But at this moment, they're good receivers and that's it. They don't have any other stars. Their tight ends are good, but they have put him in position where this is what it's going to take for us to win. And yeah, Mahomes has been in a position where he has to be Superman, but he's going to do it differently than Josh. He's going to throw the football. Burrow. Josh is going to be Superman, kind of like Lamar's going to be Superman, where you're going to be running and you're going to put yourself in harm's way. And so, yeah, it concerns me that he could be getting banged up every few weeks.
So this is the endless cycle of Josh Allen, and we'll see if at some point he can break out of it. It goes something like this. Josh tries to be a traditional, normal quarterback. he struggles a bit, has some inaccuracy, turns the ball over some, gets maybe a touch of criticism, and then leans into this dual threat Superman version. Looks unbelievable. People get excited. Some folks, if we can show the Gerald McCoy thing, some folks get a little too excited. If a person goes out and says Josh Allen's the best quarterback in football, you can't get upset. Rex Ryan says he is the best. And then, while he is looking like that, he gets dinged playing like that and has to pull it back, and then we get back to needs to play traditional style of quarterback. So for they are in a weird spot because Josh Allen playing the way he did in week 1 is the most dangerous version of Josh Allen.
Yep.
It also generates the least dangerous version of Josh Allen, which is, remember a couple years ago? Well, what do you want from him? His elbow was hurt for 4 weeks, which is